Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Nick. I am with our Student Financial Services. This is part of our financial aid department and part of our business office. Student Financial Services is where you'll be able to go to get information about federal financial aid, but also if you're using any sort of employer benefits, if you have military benefits, if you have any sort of scholarships, we will also be able to help you in that regard as well. We can also take payments if you're trying to do this out of pocket as well. So there's just a lot of different components, a lot of different ways you can fund your education. And we're here to kind of help make sure that we can get you in that right direction, get you where you need to go. We do have a phone queue. It's that 614-797-4700, option number 2. That will get you directly to us. We also have an email that you can use to contact us. So in terms of federal financial aid, because that's what a lot of people do use to fund their education, you'll need to go and complete a FAFSA. Now, a lot of you may already be very familiar with the FAFSA, the federal application for student financial aid. But if you haven't done a FAFSA in a while, you will need to create an FSA ID. That FSA ID is going to give you access not only to the FAFSA, but also to any history that you have with student loans or even Pell Grant. It will give you that sort of access. So you'll need to make sure that you complete that. Right now for the fall and for spring semester, we are on the 2019-20 FAFSA. At Franklin, our summer is actually the header to our financial aid award year. So next summer semester, you'll want to make sure that you have the 2020-2021 FAFSA completed, and I hate saying that FAFSA number so much. But yeah, you'll want to do that. Right now, though, we are on the 2019-20 FAFSA. You will also then, if you are using federal financial aid, want to make sure that you're aware of a couple things. One being the aggregate loan limit. The federal government is willing to provide funding up to a certain amount, and in the case of a graduate doctoral student, it's $138,500 in total student aid. And that considers any loan that you've taken out as an undergraduate or in your master's program. So there is that limit right there. There's also a limit of $20,500 for a year. So if you're attending fall, spring semester, that $20,500 is going to be divided between the 2 semesters. If you're attending summer, fall, spring semester, it's going to be divided by 3 rather than 2 semesters. So just kind of keep those things in mind. There's also a loan agreement and entrance counseling, which I'll get to in just a moment. At Franklin, we are using what's called self-service, and this is your portal for not only your financial aid and your student accounts. It's there for your grades, for registration. There's a lot of good information found on that self-service website. But in terms of financial aid, when you log in, you'll see this page. You want to click on that link that says financial aid and you go there. Oftentimes, students are selected for verification or something else is needed. What's great is this homepage will tell you what is needed right away. It's right there. We have this missing documents sort of thing. You click there, and that'll take you to where you need to go. What's great is this portal will actually always tell you what is the next step needed. So if you completed all the documents and something else is needed, that warning will pop up right there so you know what the next step is. And so you can kind of move there. Yeah, and then we, like I said, if there are missing documents, we have that page right there. But you need to do something else like accepting your loan amounts. It's also there. And what you'll do is click right there where it says review and accept your financial aid package, and you'll be able to go out and actually see your award letter. Now, this award letter is going to take into consideration anything that you actually are packaged with. So it will show you, in this case, we have the loans right there. I apologize, the screen is for an undergraduate student, not a graduate student. So you won't necessarily see the subsidized loan, but you would be able to see the unsubsidized loan broken down by semester, so how much you're going to expect per semester, and you'll also see the total. At Franklin, we don't assume that you want to take out the loans, and we don't assume you want to take out the full amount of loans. On this screen, you can actually adjust. So let's say you're only attending half-time and you don't need that full amount. You can take out that half-time amount so you aren't taking out loans that you don't need. You can make sure that you're just taking out what you need for your education and you're not burdening yourself with additional loan funding, which you don't necessarily need. So yeah, it's all laid out there on this screen. You'll be able to see it through your self-service. And then the entrance counseling master promissory note, if you have not completed those in the past, you will need to do so to be able to receive that funding. We do have those links right there. The entrance counseling just kind of gives you what is a loan. The master promissory note is that legal agreement between you and the federal government. The entrance counseling should be good if you've taken out loans in the past. It never expires. That master promissory note does. There's a 10-year expiration date on that, which can cause issues. So if you're unsure if you've completed that, complete a new one. We'll be able to link up to that. That way you aren't experiencing like a hiccup in your funding later on because that expiration date passed and you know you were attending classes and the date passed and you weren't expecting that. So you can do that. In terms of refunds, we do use Bank Mobile. It's a third party to issue our refunds. The reason we use that is because they provide services that we cannot provide. You can set it up so it's a direct deposit. So you don't have to use the Bank Mobile themselves, but you can use, we ask that you set up a method with them in order for you to get a refund if you are in a position where you're getting a refund. And actually, I think they have that video, but I'm not seeing that it works right there, so that's quite all right. They also do direct deposit, and they also do checks through the mail. Direct deposit or creating an account with them is going to be the fastest method. The checks in the mail is going to take the slowest. You'll also want to make sure that when you register for your refund method, that all your information is up to date with Franklin, because that's the information we provide them. You don't want a check to go to someone else's house, you know? So you just kind of make sure that that's going on. You will get an email to your Franklin email address. You'll also want to be on the lookout for a green envelope in the mail that will come to you as well. But that's kind of how we issue our refunds. And like I said, if you have any other questions or if you're using an additional funding source, please let us know. We will be able to assist you in making sure that that's set up correctly and that that's, you know, your education's there and the funding's there and that, you know, you aren't having any sort of issues going on with your account. So thank you so much. And I'm going to turn this over to someone else at this point. Do we know who's coming up after me? Okay. Oh, there's a break on the agenda. That would make perfect sense. So apparently we are on a break right now, and we'll be able to reconvene in just a moment. So thank you so much for listening to me. If you have additional questions, either email us, call in, or I will be around just a little moment to be able to kind of get you caught up and get you some answers. Thank you, everyone.